Hi, it's Hans at ahappierman.com. Today's topic is weight training injury workarounds. It sucks when you get hurt weight training or doing anything, because when you hurt, it's just hard to concentrate on anything but the hurt. But if you want to have a good life, you somehow have to keep weight training around the injury or through the injury or in spite of the injury. I'll just give you a few thoughts on this and how you might approach it. Well, on New Year's Eve day last year, I did a big deadlift, and my back was already kind of hurting me, and I did a big deadlift, the heaviest I've done in years, and I've hurt my back doing it, hurt my lower back. Yeah, it's kind of a stupid thing to even attempt the deadlift, but I did it, and I hurt myself. And the workaround on that was I took little over 2 full weeks off and just let my back heal. Went to the chiropractor one time, and I was taking various over-the-counter pain relievers, ibuprofen, Aleve, stuff like that. Was probably trying to rub some CBD oil or CBD salve on my lower back, and I had a heating pad and ice and rest and walking funny, and all of that was the workaround. When it hurts your lower back, you know what I mean. It's pretty detrimental. But what you find is when you hurt yourself like that, the time will heal you. If it's a strain, what I did was a strain, and that the workaround was just to wait, to not do anything to hurt it more. That's a big workaround. So yeah, it would be better to not hurt yourself, so you never have to take the layoff. But the layoffs from weight training will allow your body to heal, so you can eventually get back to the gym. So that's probably the first workaround. The second, like I said, is using pain relief methods to kind of calm that down. When you have pain, you want to alleviate the pain, because that pain makes things worse. So I don't really think there's anything noble about not taking over-the-counter mild pain relievers. That's kind of stuff isn't addictive, because once the pain is gone, you don't need them anymore. Oh yeah, the heavy-duty stuff, well, that's whole different story. It's not what I'm talking about at all. At all. Anyway, the other workarounds are, well, if you hurt one part of your body, that doesn't preclude you from working a different part. Many years ago, I'd hurt my shoulder, and I couldn't hardly do anything upper body, but that meant, I could do lower body work. And I kind of focused on lower body work pretty much exclusively for a long period of time. And certainly when you do, if you hurt your shoulder, that probably means you can't squat, because it's just too painful to get the bar on there. But you can do other leg work, leg presses, all the machines you can make use of. And, you can probably work the arm that with the one-armed dumbbells and such that don't hurt that affected side. That's another workaround. Probably a third workaround is using supportive gear to kind of help you. Like I've on and off had sore wrists from heavy pressing movements. And if you work with heavy weights, you will get sore on your joints, your wrists, your elbows, your shoulders. All the joints kind of take a good beating from heavy work. So you want to find ways to support them. So wrist wraps kind of help you. So I like to do the wrist wraps on my work sets of pressing movements, bench presses, overhead presses, close grip bench presses. The compression, you're compressing around the outside of the wrist, kind of giving it some stability because to help, because the pressing is pressing down on your wrist. So I don't see anything wrong with using some wraps. Same thing with the knees. Now I've got pretty good knees. I haven't really had a problem with my knees, thank goodness. But if I had creaky knees, I probably would get some knee straps or something, some wraps or something to kind of give them some warmth and some stability and to help me so I can work my legs. A belt, obviously, I like to use a belt on heavy lifts, squats, deadlifts, and overhead presses. Maybe shrugs and even rack pulls. I'll use a belt for to kind of keep my midsection tight. Nothing wrong with using a belt, I don't think. And like I've had this kind of ongoing elbow problem for quite a few years now, and I have a elbow sleeve that I put on for every workout. I usually leave it on the whole workout. I'm considering getting even let's say a stronger one, a heavier duty one, just in case. But for now, it's kind of a light duty one. But it compresses my elbow. It kind of makes it feel good. All of that kind of compression, warmth. It for one thing, when you put something like that on, it makes you more aware of the affected part, and you can be careful. Because, a lot of times you're getting stressed and strained just from getting the weights into position, right? When you get stronger, that means you're using a lot of 45-pound plates, and you're dragging and pulling and carrying all these plates around all the time, and it's a little bit of a side workout, getting everything into position. So you want to be careful not to hurt yourself while you're loading the bar and unloading the bar, and having those the elbow sleeve kind of helps me do that. Yeah, those are I think some of the main workarounds. Another one I'm thinking of is to reduce the volume of how much you do, so you don't suffer quite so much. Volume in weight training terms is extra reps, repetitions, extra sets, and more frequent workouts. All that adds to the volume. Now, the volume has a place in your weight training workouts, but volume can also drive your injury rate higher. That, if you're always trying to do more and extra repetitions, that's kind of how you get hurt easy. That's how I find I get hurt. Getting hurt on the second or third set, getting hurt on those end reps. Well, if you know you're likely to get hurt with an extra set, don't do that set, right? If you know that you usually get hurt after you've done a certain amount of repetitions, well, don't do them. Structure your program to go up to that point where you typically fail. And, depending on your strength level, depending on your body type, depending on your injury history, this could be different things for different people. I'm an older guy, pretty many years of lifting, but also many years of not lifting. And I carry some weight, but I've got a lot of muscle. I'm very strong relative to my age group. Not as strong as I want to be, of course, but let's say stronger than a normal guy my age. Extremely strong compared to normal guys my age. But I take like a detailed notes of what I do each workout, and then I know that at certain points I'm probably going to have to cut things short. And the evidence I see from like reviewing the Starting Strength website, the Starting Strength book, and the Barbell Prescription, and other publications and other information for aging lifters, is that you probably don't want to go overboard with high repetitions. That the high repetitions for an aging weight trainer is probably a mistake. It's probably a mistake. That you probably want to keep your reps on heavy lifts to 5 maximum, 5 repetitions, and that maybe a little bit less. I found that when my elbow was giving me the most trouble with, as I was building up my strength in the bench and the press, that if I would try to get an extra, once I get past 3 reps, that's where it's likely to hurt me. So as I'm building my strength up and going up each week, at some point I have to have the reps less, and that takes the strain off that affected area. So think about that, that maybe you're trying to do too many repetitions and hurting yourself. Even assistance exercises, like if I'm doing curls or bent rows or shrugs or close grip benching, I tend to the low side. Usually they'll say, well, you got to do those higher reps, right? 10, 12, 15. I don't know. I have more success just working up to about 8 repetitions on those. Maybe a little bit less, maybe 6, 7, 8. If I'm curling, and it's a fairly significant weight with dumbbells, I don't want to. The problem with the high reps is you get fatigued in the moment, and when you get fatigued, your form goes to heck. Your form gets terrible, right? Because you're fatigued, right? You're fatigued, and yeah, you can probably body leverage that weight up. Your mind can force that extra rep or 2 out, but why do you want that, right? You don't want to hurt yourself weight training. So give that idea some thought. Keep the reps under control. Do some research on that. I think you'll find that your big lifts you probably want to keep down to 5 or less. You would think that there's not that difference between 3 reps and 5 reps, but if you're lifting fairly significantly heavy weights, it's a massive difference. Like, you're going to be darn fresh on the first rep, and you're going to feel great on that second rep, but that third rep, if you can get that, why not end it and rack it and work on the next stage, not getting injured. So yeah, those are some of those weight training injury workarounds. I hope you can give those a try. All for now.